I just came here to do this thing. It still wobbles. I want to make it wobble again, but then I'd have to fix it after it wobbles. Hey, listen to that. That's the song on the front page of this shitty YouTube channel. Can I cuss here? Not a coffee again. I had to sort out about 17 Deacon Jr. 5473s today already. Every day. That's why I hired my automated web jackal to do that. Are you here for some action or something? That's all I'm here for is action. I'm a little bit too tired for that right now. That's why I wanted my coffee. I'm just gonna leave. I don't know what you're doing there. I was just trying to leave. I was just trying to leave. Get the reflection on my screen. You can see my Abraxa collection off of here. Thankfully the sound hole is there. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm supposed to just be working on all this and that and everything. It's not really much of a point to it, though. The internet's been ruined pretty much. You know, Google's pretty much a storefront. Did you notice that? Did you notice how the internet's basically become like a really bland version of network television at this point? You know? What am I watching right now? Oh, there's a Cramps interview from 1990. Do you know MTV? You hear of a thing called MTV? You want to see my David Grohl signed Nirvana shirt? Have you ever seen the Nirvana logo? Am I going to get a lot of spew thrown at me if I start to criticize Nirvana? You know, the Depression rock never would have really gotten popular. You remember, like, Papa Roach and everything? Everyone taking rock and roll being real fun, you know? See, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the point of it. It was all fun. The worst you had was probably, like, Huey Lewis in the News. I mean, that's as bad as it got, really. You know, it's all that. And this Depression rock came because of the grunge movement and everything, you know? I mean, you see these heroin addicts throwing themselves all over the street and everything, and then no matter what you do, you're going to get yelled at. You don't notice them, you're going to get yelled at. You notice them, you're going to get yelled at. So you start taking your money and letting it get sucked up into a vacuum, you know? And that's what you're supposed to do, I guess. So I figured this would be the best time to have to start to sneeze out of all the time that exists on this planet and everything. So I had some poems I read earlier, but I was just reading them to myself. It says, I like fun. If you don't like fun, get away from me. Don't preach to me. Don't blah, blah, blah. Get out of my face or hold my hand. Let's go to the beach or whatever. Don't be a drag while wearing some upliftment emblem. I love animals. Human beings make me want to vomit. Being social is great until I meet people. That's my poem. That's my poem. But yeah, anyway, all that Depression rock, that was bad. And then it turned into emo and scene stirs, and then it turned into today, where everyone preaches spirituality to everybody. They act like a rotten, horrible people, but they preach spirituality to people. It's weird, you know? I'm not in the best of moods right now. I don't know if you could tell that or not. I don't know. I got some shadow or something going on. I'm in black and white because I've been trying to fix my face lately, you know? I don't know. As you get older, you start to die more quickly. It's interesting. I don't know. I think I wrote something else about how we try to cover up the fact we're dying and fight it as much as possible. And it's like, it's not really living life if you fight the process of dying constantly or try to push it away and be ignorant about it and everything like that. I feel a little bit more lively trying to recognize that, strange as it might be. Nonetheless, to think those things, then go through exercise, you push the being into remedial forced detensification. What the fuck are you talking about? Along this process, I don't want to talk about this. It's a little bit personal there, huh? You have to read my online journal. Talk about that, really, so. I don't know. Did you ever notice, um, up to a certain point, and I have a better guitar pick around here somewhere too, by the way. I don't like these thin picks. You know, everyone that's hung around here for as long as they have, except for the Deacon Jr. 5473s, we try to get them out quickly. My automated web jackal has been having a bit of a nuisance issue with all the work I've been putting onto my automated web jackal, and which has to go through the process of labeling and uploading this video. So many different things. So, you know, it's a lot to deal with, but I like the Gator picks. I don't like the Tortoise picks. This is a Tordex pick. I didn't choose to have it. I did not choose to accumulate this. I don't like it. I was going to cut it with scissors right now just to prove my point, but I'm more worried about the condition of the scissors. I don't know if you believe me or not regarding that, and it doesn't really matter to me, so... To have no meaning, at least that's what I thought. Then the sunshine on me from a direct angle. What I'd learned, I guess no one else could be taught. Oh, Deacon Junior 5473, they must perish. They got to get away from you know, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got a little boo-boo there or whatever, huh? How about it? What do you think? Why'd you do that? Anyway. Yeah, anyway, I'm tired of all this spiritualism, to be honest. Just spiritualism is... Never mind. You can be things. I'm going to go do things. It's good to breathe. It's good to breathe in a rhythmic pattern because it gets your oxygen. So, you can assume most of humanity isn't walking around with constant brain damage or whatever. You can tell most of civilization is, though, because of the way that they go around buying things constantly. If you buy the right things, it's a pronunciation of your identity. You know what I mean? You should see the latest tattoo I've got. There was a video before where I talked about sitting down and I was sitting on my balls the wrong way and I started to get all these downvotes immediately. I think it was only like the first 15 seconds of the video or something. So, what are you going to do? I don't know. I figure if I risk the factor of pushing people away at first and then there's enough people that can endure to realize the situation of life experience, then, anybody really worth having around will be maintained and that sort of thing, because, I'm not here to sell false pretense of myself or anything. There are better days in the world too, thankfully, I think the pursuit of better days is the ability to have a constant regimen of exercise, Once my face is fixed, because I don't get any fucking sleep, man, I don't get any sleep, so... I'm not proud about it, but I'm just trying to work on a mini novel or whatever. And I turn into that person, man. It's like, hey, I did all these books. I'm writing a book, and I wrote some books too. It's like, yeah, but you're in the era where if you don't title it the right way, it has to be progressive. It has to be spiritual and all this shit. What's spiritual to me is just being myself, and I'm not forcing myself. People are forced. Because there's so many spotlights on everybody now that they're afraid to have any miscalculations of any negative asset or negative attribute of their being, So you can't actually act in character or anything like that, or you can't slip up at all. And eventually somebody slips up. I figure you might as well be open with who you are and then own anything and then change yourself if you need to. You know what I mean? That's why I wrote I love animals. Human beings make me want to vomit. Being social is great until I meet people, you know? And I'm not even gonna go any further with what I was gonna say about that because I'm not here to prove a point to anybody. I'm not here to make people angry or upset, but I'm not here to win people over either. That idea of it's just existing in your own way can sometimes actually be spirituality, you know? And to go out and write songs and stuff like that about experiences and to put a bad situation in a topic of levity is something that I enjoy. And I like rock and roll. I like rock and roll very much. I don't just like rock and roll, but it's the only thing that ever re-energizes me when I listen to it. Like I fall asleep if stuff's there trying to heal me and everything like that. If it's music that's like made to do anything other than like, you know, rejuvenate you and everything. So I don't know. It would, you know, and I don't even want to publish this video, but there's some aspect of needing to survive and function in some way. And at some point, I'll sell a few albums online or something like that and be able to, like, you know, put a little bit more fuel in my car, you know, feel like there's a reason to continue doing things and all that sort of stuff. Because YouTube is kind of trash. YouTube is basically like you're not allowed to like really do anything original or create anything from an inner, you know, conceptual engine that you have within. Like you'll see people like reviewing Journey albums or something like that, and it's reviewing and it's talking about stuff. And it's talking about stuff that's already done, and culture's kind of dead because of that. And there's people talking about things, reviewing things, but to create, you're going to get flack for trying to do anything new at all. Because if you're not talking about Star Wars for the 20 millionth time or whatever, you know, then you're in some serious trouble. So, this is weird for me. I don't know. I think, I don't know. I have to defend myself for the things that I do because I like playing rock and roll and I like blues music. And I like screwing up in songs. I think it's fun to screw up in songs, and I don't like preaching to people. That's the worst thing in the world is people that have problems and then they're trying to tell other people how to live their lives. Like if you're a trust fund kid or a nepotism kind of, you know, person of euphoria and everything, you probably should go around telling everyone what to do all the time and how to live, because, you know, your life's no different from those that have to struggle or anything like that. I mean, you know how it all is and everything, so why not just do it? Just do it the right way. There's always going to be people there for you. People aren't going to try to suck your energy away or use you and then leave you or anything like that. That doesn't happen, you know, because everything's one. Namaste and all that kind of stuff, you know. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. I turned some things around, you know. I think you got good meals in the world, jars of peanut butter, you know. As long as you maximize your protein while existing, if your protein levels are maximized beyond any endeavor on this planet, then good things will happen. And that's a fact of life. I've read that in a translation. I think it was a Buddhist journal. I remember it must have been because I found myself falling asleep. I woke up, my head was in the water. I woke up and there's the sound of a stream. It was really weird. I woke up and it sounded like water. My head was underwater and I had water moving from one side of this side to the other side. And this is a mirrored video, so in real life it was from this side to this side. And I woke up and I heard the sound of water. It was bizarre, you know, and I had drowned to death for about 3 seconds or so, and then I took my head out of the water, and there's this beautiful angel with this really fat face. She winked at me, and my life changed forever at that point. It was actually a spiritual moment, and I don't tell very many people about that because I don't believe in preaching spirituality to people because I think that's offensive to do. You know, unfortunately, because if I change my mind about that, I could really have a real good run going. So in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I found my answer. It's good.